So I want to focus on house hacking if I'm brand new to real estate. And this is literally how I got started. This is how I know it works. Sometimes people will be like, how do I know this is going to work for me? I know it works. This is how I started when I was flat broke, when I barely had any money, when I was making 100% commission. My first year, I made $6,000 in the whole year. I basically, in gas and tolls, paid to go to work. Like I didn't make anything, eating off the dollar menu. This is what I did. So house hacking is basically where I will go and find a turnkey property, which is one of the pros on the left. I'm going to find a turnkey property. This is going to be something that's already move-in ready. So I don't have to do rehab. When I'm brand new, I don't want to seek out opportunities where I personally have to do rehab. If you're in something like our Boots on the Ground program, where we're doing it for you, and you know I've built hundreds of houses, if you're working with somebody who's done it before and can hold your hand through the process, that's a little different. But if you're going out on your own, going out and just jumping into a rehab is probably one of the easiest ways to lose lots of money. And you can lose lots of money on your first rehab. You probably will. And you'll make a lot of mistakes until you figure the game out. So I want something turnkey. And these are part of the pros. So move-in ready. I'm probably going to do this on a multifamily. When I'm house hacking and when I'm getting those early deals, I can qualify for all types of money and leverage. I can come to the table with 3.5% down. I can get seller's assist, which is something that I did where I came out of pocket maybe $5,000 for my first property. It was multifamily, cash flowing about $1,000 a month from day one. So I got my 5K back in, 5-6 months, and then I was ahead and just cash flowing. So it's basically just an ATM that gives you money. And that's what you're looking for with this strategy. Like, I just want an ATM, man. I just want to show up, hand somebody the keys, buy the property. My name's on the paperwork. I own it here. So now you pay me the rent. And I want the spread to be pretty wide where I'm cash flowing, $500, $1,000 a month from day one, from like when I purchase a property. And how that works out, just so you know, it's not like scammy or like, does this really happen from day one? When you buy a property, especially turnkey like this, house hacking, there's usually a push out on the mortgage. So that means, like, let's say I closed on this deal right now. I closed on the deal today. We're in the middle of March. They might not make the first mortgage payment due until May 1st. So if I get that property turnkey where it's move-in ready, and I, sprint and get this thing tenanted, like I'm in full sprint, I'm blasting out leads, I'm blasting out ads, I'm just showing the property nonstop. I get it tenanted. They're going to move in with first month, last month, and security. So if I have a multifamily, let's say the rent's $800 a month per unit, and I have 2 units to rent out, I'm grabbing $2,400 move-in fee for each unit. Even if I came out of pocket 5-10 grand to get in the deal, I'm already up $4,800 right back just from tenanting the property. I got half of my money back. And then it starts cash flowing immediately because the mortgage might only be, $800, $900 a month. The cash flow is coming in $1,600 a month. So you're already cash flowing. So I want turnkey. I want low money down. And that's what I'm going to get with a house hack. Because I'm owner occupying, typically a house hack strategy where I can come in and just buy this thing turnkey. It is going to be low money down. Owner occupied loans typically allow you to come to the table with less, 5%, 10%, 1%, 0%. Because there's a lot of seller's assists and first-time home buyer programs. You have to check your state. I have lists for that. Just reach out and DM me if you need me to help you to like check your state. So when I'm house hacking, because I'm owner occupying, at times I can qualify with lower credit. And that's important if you have credit issues. There are a lot of different programs out there. Even if you have like low credit, you can usually do credit hacks. Some of the cons, one of the cons with house hacking is the 1-year rule. So you'll have this rule where you have to occupy the property for a year and like a day before you can move out and then do this again, refinance the property and kind of do it again and use another FHA or owner occupied type of loan. So that could block you if you got like a duplex. Now you have to live in one of those units. That's a unit you can't rent out, which is why I recommend trying to build like a basement unit. No LLCs when you're house hacking. That's a con to me because I have to house hack in my personal name now. So now I have to hack this thing in my name. It's not horrendous because I can get insurance and general liability insurance and different things to beef up my protection from an asset protection standpoint. But it is something that you need to be aware of. Like, you can't necessarily get the best financing through the LLC unless you get into the burst strategy, which is what we do in the Boots on the Ground program. We're usually doing bird deals, and that's how you can get this similar house hack type of effect in terms of cash flow and capital that you're bringing to the table without it being a owner occupied residence. It is limited how many times you can house hack, because if you have, let's say if you're house hacking with a FHA loan, this is the last con. There are some limitations on how many FHA loans you can have out. They're constantly changing the rules. I was just talking to somebody the other day who they used to flip houses off of FHA loans. That used to be like a huge hack where you could buy a house FHA, spruce it up a bit, and flip in like 30 days, especially in a hot market. You can negotiate it down, buy it, and flip it in like 10 days. And guys are making like $50,000, $75,000 in like 10 days doing this. And then they came up with a rule to block it, where you have to hold the FHA loan for at least X amount of days. Could be 90 days, could be 180 days. And you have to live in it for a year